You may be concerned about the way that I look today. I'm okay. It's just final production season, and that's what we're talking about today. I'm really sorry about the audio in advance. I know it's going to suck, and that's because I'm using my Rode mic instead of my H4n Zoom recorder. To go along with the look, we're talking all about stress and studying and navigating exams, because that's what we're navigating right now, and I can guarantee you that I am struggling. Anyways, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I apologize for my appearance. I was shooting all day. It's currently like 9 p.m. I am so tired. I've been up since 7 and I'm ready to go to bed, but I cannot because we have to release some content every single week. So this is like very raw and gross, but we like authenticity on this channel. So in today's video, we're talking all about navigating midterms and stress and being in university or college and struggling through this really intense period that we all inevitably have to go through. I cannot tell you how many years I've been trying to figure out the best study schedule, the best way to navigate this period, because even in high school you have exams and it's just a big ball of I hate my life. I wish that it was just a good time, but you and I both know that exams are never fun, and you will probably never find yourself being like, I can't wait till exams. So midterms, finals, they really suck. A lot of people this time of year have a lot of midterms, and I'm so sorry. My heart definitely goes out to you. But if you're in a media arts production based program, you're typically not gonna have as many written exams as your business friends or as your engineering friends or as your language friends. You're going to be kind of by yourself in this really shameful corner where you're really stressed out about the thousands of productions you have to do, but your friends will make you feel like garbage because they have to write them. So this is just something that I deal with. If you don't deal with this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to generalize, but typically what happens is if you are in a creative or more production-based program, a lot of people tend to look down on you because they're in a big gym writing things while you are at home or on set just grinding out an edit or shooting or planning, and it's all really stressful. And because I've gone through high school and have had to do the many written exams, my heart goes out to anybody who has to sit in a gym and write a midterm, but my heart also goes out to all of my creative people out there who are still going through really stressful times. This time of year is really project heavy for us, and like a lot of productions are coming back from hiatus and have been coming back from hiatus for the past like month and a bit. So there's just so much going on and so much to think about. And as somebody who's in 2 production classes, I totally get what is going on. For a little bit of context, I'm in media production at Ryerson University. I really like my program. There are some things that I would change, obviously, but overall it's a really good program. I'm currently taking intermediate single camera production, intermediate audio production, business of creative media, and concepts and narrative. If you go to Ryerson, you'll see that I don't have any liberals, and that's just because I played myself with that double intermediate production course load, which you're not really supposed to do, but I did anyways. So overall, like, my course load, looking at it on paper, doesn't seem like a lot, but I do have a lot of in-lab time, which kind of makes for a really heavy schedule. Audio is a little bit less heavy than single camera production right now, just because there's not really anything big due for a few weeks in audio, and we're going through practical tests and then written tests, and then we have stuff due. Whereas single camera has been so hard. The last few weeks, my entire reading week was dedicated to working on my final production. In my business classes, I do have a lot of paperwork as well. I think it's a lot less stressful just because I work with a big team and we're all pretty equal in the process. And then for my concepts and narrative class, it's a really good time. If you are in the Faculty of Communication and Design at Ryerson, take one of these classes, take concepts and narrative. He is such a good prof. I cannot explain to you guys how much I love him, but my prof is so good and he is such a good professor, and I hope to God that I can continue having him until I graduate. Anyways, all that background information said, this is how I stay organized. So I am a compulsive overplanner. I have 2 agendas. I have 1 bullet journal that I let myself sit down and draw out once a month. And I basically put everything in there that I can think of, including video ideas. So that's more of my like creative agenda, if that makes sense. And then I also just have my basic 2019 year planner that I put everything into. So I put appointments, I put meetings, I put school stuff, I put personal stuff, I put everything in there, and then I have my bullet journal that's kind of separate for more creative things. I also use iCal a lot. I have everything color coded. I use colors for everything. They keep me so organized and keep me feeling refreshed when I look at my agenda instead of overwhelmed, if that makes sense. I find that the colors just soothe my soul a little bit. And I pretty much, like, I'm always on my computer or on my phone, so it's really nice to just have everything there also as at a click of a button. It's a little bit less detailed. Like I put my assignments that are due, I put my classes, I put like when I have my HelloFresh deliveries, when I work, when I need to upload and edit and whatever, but I don't put like ideas in there, so ideas usually just go into my bullet journal. I'm also a really big fan of the iMac or MacBook desktop post-it notes. I think they're called stickies. And I have one to-do list for just everything, and then I have a list of video ideas, and that usually helps me keep track of everything, and it's always there. And you can color code it, and you can change the typefaces, and you can change the font sizes, so it really helps keep me organized, but also not overwhelmed because of the colors and the customization, if that makes sense. I write out my to-do list both on my computer and on paper because I think there's some sort of like satisfaction to checking something off of a list. I think it's just also really nice to have 2 different to-do lists going. I use my computer one as a more like overall what I need to get done this week type of thing, and then I have specially curated to-do lists when I need specially curated to-do lists, if that makes sense. And I also keep my school emails really organized. I work at my university, so I get a lot of emails from different professors. My personal emails for like my classes, I have emails from my bosses, I have emails from newsletters from the school. I just have a million and one things going into that inbox that I have to color code it, and Google is the provider for our school's email system, and it really helps with like color labeling, and that way I can also sort them when like the semester's done. I can put everything into like semester 1 under one big folder, and it just makes my life so much easier, and it makes it so easy to just look for something and find it so quickly. I also keep my desktop fairly organized and my files really organized. This is just because I spend so much time on the computer. So much of my program is revolving around digital stuff that to have an unorganized desktop and computer would literally kill me. So I have my hard drives, my desktops, my documents completely organized pretty much all the time. My desktop is pretty much like only the things that I really need to focus on. So like I have all of my single camera paperwork in one folder, and I have a couple work deadline things due, so I have those just on my desktop so that I can easily access them. I also set myself realistic like daily goals. Like if I am overly ambitious, I feel really defeated at the end of the day. But if I give myself a realistic list and I go above that, I feel so accomplished. If I just finish the list, I feel so accomplished. So it's a matter of understanding what needs to be done and when it needs to be done and how I can get it done within a certain amount of time. I also draw out every single idea I get as they come. On my phone, I have my notes app that is filled with just a million and one ideas that I have to sort through eventually. A friend of mine actually sent me an app, and it's called Paper. And you can basically just like draw sketches onto paper, and that helps me just draw out like if I have a storyboard idea or something. I am just super able to just whip out my finger, whip out my phone and draw it out. And I like to do that as they come so that I don't forget anything. The feeling of forgetting something is so terrifying to me that I have to write it out as soon as it comes. I really like to make myself have a comfortable environment when I'm working. Right now, I am not super proud of my environment because my bedside of the room is really messy. But like my workspace isn't great, but it's clean given the time that we're in. But just letting myself have like a cozy space to work in, whether that's just like lighting a candle, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea depending on the time of the day. Having snacks is always nice. I tend to forget to eat when I'm really stressed out, so it's always nice to have either grapes or some sort of snack that's delicious but by my side, so that when I do start to get hungry, instead of just like repressing it and just getting stuff done, I can just pick at something while I'm working. I also let myself take breaks. This is something that I've had to like learn to let myself do because I hate feeling like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so learning how to take breaks has been really crucial in this whole kind of like time. Today I haven't taken a break, but that's because I leave to go away on Wednesday and it's Monday and I have so much stuff to do before then. So taking the time to just like relax and unwind is really important. Today I intend on taking a really hot shower when I'm done filming and then doing my hair really nicely and just cuddling up in bed with a cup of tea and watching something and then just calling it a day. There's a lot of things that I could be doing tonight, but instead I think it's more important to prioritize myself and what I feel I need to be doing. I also like to walk to clear my head. This is part of the taking breaks thing, but also just like my daily routine, I guess. I usually get off at, if you know transit, in Toronto there's line 2 and then there's line 1. To get to school I take line 2 and then line 1, and I usually get off at the line 2 stop and then just walk all the way down to school, which is about a 20-minute walk. And it just gives me the time to clear my head. It also is a good way to get some physical activity in, especially since I don't have time to really do any otherwise. I tend to get up just a little bit earlier to walk to the subway from my house and then walk from the subway to school, and that usually gives me a good 35-minute walk in the morning. And then at night, if I feel up to it, I walk back up and get off the subway, and if I don't have a plethora of bags to drag around by the end of the day, I walk home. It just lets me clear my mind. I listen to music, drink my coffee while I walk, and it's also like, it's just a really good way to just not think about anything but walking and what I'm listening to and sipping on my coffee. I also take the time, I know I already said this, allowing myself to feel comfortable while I work, but just giving myself the time to clean up the space a little bit before I start working. I typically can't work with my bed being unmade. Right now I'm really bothered by my unmade bed, but this is a habit I picked up a couple years ago, and I don't remember where I learned this or where I heard this, but someone said, I think it was on YouTube, I don't know who it was, but if you make your bed in the morning, you'll go home and feel really accomplished because you have a made bed, and even if you didn't achieve anything, at least you made your bed. And I didn't realize how real this like theory was, and it could just be because I heard it and I wanted to believe it at the time. But now, like, I make my bed pretty much every single morning, and when I don't have time to, I feel really suffocated when I get home. So even like, usually when I get home I'll make my bed, but tonight I didn't. But usually if I get home and my bed's not made, it's the first thing that I do. And then for my at school tips, I know that this was a lot of like at home based stuff, but when I'm at school I tend to feel the most stressed, and that's just because of everything going on around me. But I like to keep myself really well hydrated. This has been really hard lately and my skin is really telling me to like start drinking water again. This one's a really bad one, but staying caffeinated. We may or may not have developed a caffeine dependency this year. I also like to dress in a way that makes me feel confident. This one's not necessary, but I feel like I'm my most productive and I'm my most happy and my most confident when I dress well. And it's not like I'm dressing well for anyone else, I'm dressing well for myself. There's just some sort of like empowerment and like go attitude that comes with me dressing nicely. I don't know. I also really like hanging out with my friends. This one comes like as no shock, but I love seeing my friends. I think it breaks up my week really well. I think it gives me that extra boost. I feel so happy when I'm with my friends, and like they make me laugh so freaking hard, and we have such a good time that it kind of like helps me get through the day, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry about last week's video. I thought it would be cute, but it was not. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. I hope it helped some of you out. I know that this time is really hard, and if anybody ever needs to talk to anybody and get through this type of stressful time, my socials are below and I answer my DMs, I answer my comments. So if you guys need a helping hand, I got you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any more videos you'd like for me to make, comment them down below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next week. Bye!